Well, from an early age, young athletes learn the strength and the focus required to kind of reach their ultimate goal.
But what do you do if a series of setbacks and injuries lead you down a path that you really never imagined? For one local athlete turned author, her journey is now chronicled in the dramatically titled new book, Where the Blank Did I Park My Life? So joining us this morning is the author, Kaari Allen. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for having me. Thank you for being here. Okay, let's go back in time a little bit. We talked about setbacks. You had one path that you thought your life was going to go, and then everything changed.
Right.
Walk us through what happened.
I had trained and strived, trained for the Olympics in ski racing and in a college career, and I wanted to pursue an academic career, and I earned a master's degree in learning and behavior after that, and then I had a non-ergonomic keyboard set off a series of really serious injuries to my dominant hand.
What does that mean to people at home? Like, well, what kind of injury is that?
It was an overuse, the way it was set up, that it manifested in my wrist and my thumb, and basically we had to kind of reformat my dominant hand. So being an author, I had to really garner a lot of help from people outside of myself to dictate and write for me.
But so you decided you weren't going to let it, you weren't going to sit there and mope and just let it kind of totally dwindle down. You decided, I'm going to change my course, which a lot of people have a hard time with. But you decided, you know what, maybe that was the path I thought I was going to take, but this is my new path.
Absolutely, and I think that's really important with the premise of this book, because I think all of us do have choice, whether we've had setbacks that are serious, or setbacks career-wise, or setbacks just childhood. We do have to keep putting one foot in front of the other and tap into our strengths, quite frankly.
And I think that if we are it's great to be focused, and you said you trained, and it was a big part of the sport, and then also what you were learning, your education. But to know that we have to, in life, expect that there's going to be some pitfalls. You're going to, nobody gets out of this life without, having either, setbacks, as you said. So why did you decide to take your experience and then put it in a book? What do you want, the readers to get from this book?
I think from my personal experience of being devastated and having to come up with some ways that I could propel myself forward, some of the prompts that are in the book that actually are engaging, and it's more of a guide, you engage your own process. And it made me realize that we all have a story to tell, and we all have choices to make, and I think if we all just did a little tweaking for our best interest, how much more would we propel the momentum, right?
Yeah, you say it's an owner's manual, and there is actually spots where you list off and write things in an actual book and that kind of thing. Is that, obviously the concept is for people to read it, understand what you went through, but then also kind of take it in their own life. What do you hope people use this for?
On the back of the book, I made sure that I said, this is your book, to use it as you see fit. You can come back to it. You can pick it up in the middle. You can come back to it. You can ponder questions, and do some soul searching, some deep digging as to who you want to be, and am I using my strengths? Is where I'm at serving me? And I think it's pretty personal, and it's timeless. It's years from now, I can still pick up that book and say, are there some things I need to get rid of? Am I living my best life? Do I want to learn how to knit?
Sure.
I like this. It's a manual for everybody, and it's your book that you've written, but really it's for other people to kind of take through their own personal journey and they kind of document what's going on in their lives. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Pleasure to meet you.
You too.
And hopefully you find your parking spot. Right?
Yeah.
Well, it's all happened to all of us.
Exactly. Kaari, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, Kaari's book, by the way, the launch is this Thursday at the Centennial Lakes Parlor Room. It's in Edina. And if you'd like more information and to pre-order this book, you can do that. Visit KaariAllen.com.